Beneath the city streets, hidden beneath layers of history, there are tunnels, abandoned, forgotten, and untouched for decades. Most people pass over them every day, unaware of what lurks in the shadows below. But for those who seek the unknown, curiosity can be a dangerous thing. Alex, Jesse, and Ryan were urban explorers. They had seen it all: abandoned hospitals, forgotten mansions, eerie underground bunkers. But tonight was different. Tonight, they were about to step into the forgotten tunnel, a place so old and uncharted that even the city's blueprints failed to acknowledge its existence. The entrance was hidden behind a crumbling brick wall in an alley no one paid attention to. Alex had spent weeks researching rumors, stories of workers who went missing, trains that never arrived, echoes of voices with no source. But those were just stories, right? They pried open the rusted gate, stepping inside. The air was thick, damp, filled with the scent of rust and decay. Their flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing a tunnel stretching endlessly into the abyss. Graffiti marked the walls, but there were no signs of recent life. No footsteps, no discarded trash, just emptiness. As they ventured deeper, the temperature dropped. The air felt wrong. It wasn't just cold, it was heavy, like something unseen was pressing against them. Then, the first sign that they weren't alone, they froze. Flashlights darted in every direction. "Just a rat," Jesse muttered, but his voice wavered. Alex wasn't convinced. The sound hadn't echoed. It had come from inside the tunnel. Something had shifted, disturbed by their presence. Ryan turned toward the noise, shining his flashlight ahead. The beam flickered, just for a moment, but long enough to see it. A shadow, darker than the tunnel itself, standing perfectly still at the far end. "Did you see that?" Alex whispered. Jesse laughed, forcing confidence, but no one joined him. They pressed on, trying to shake the creeping feeling crawling up their spines. Then they heard it. Not a whisper, not a rat. A voice distorted, hollow, speaking in words they couldn't understand. It echoed around them, bouncing off the walls, making it impossible to pinpoint the source. Ryan gripped his flashlight tighter. "Screw this, we need to go back." But as they turned, the tunnel behind them had changed. The entrance was gone, replaced by endless unbroken darkness. The walls, once lined with graffiti, were now smooth, untouched, as if they had never been there. Panic set in. This wasn't possible. They had just walked this way. Jesse pulled out his phone, but there was no signal. Ryan tried retracing their steps, but every path led them deeper into the tunnel. The space around them was shifting, twisting like a living thing. Then came the rumble. At first, it was subtle, like a distant earthquake, but it grew, shaking the ground beneath them. A train was coming, except there hadn't been trains in this tunnel for nearly a century. The train reappeared, its light blazing. But this time, the doors did not remain closed. They slid open with a slow, agonizing creak, revealing the passengers. They weren't just staring this time. They stepped forward, eyes hollow, bodies jerking unnaturally. They moved toward the explorers, arms outstretched. "Run!" Ryan shouted, but there was nowhere to go. The tunnel had sealed itself. The train loomed before them, a mouth ready to swallow them whole. In a desperate act, Alex grabbed Jesse's arm and leaped into the train, pulling Ryan with them. The doors slammed shut, and the train lurched forward. The passengers did not attack. They only watched, studying them, judging, and then, one by one, they turned away, fading into the dim light of the train car. When the doors finally reopened, the explorers were no longer in the tunnel. They stood at an unfamiliar station, one that no longer existed in modern times. The city around them was silent, frozen in a time long past. They had escaped the tunnel, but they had not returned home.